Hello Aries friends, this is Jill with the Healing Moon Tarot, and today we're going to do your 18 general reading. And there may be editing involved in this video because I might film two separate pieces, splice them together because I promised you all an extended reading. We'll just see how the time goes and so forth. The camera will shut off. I've learned the hard way. If I talk for too long, it will just turn off. Alright, so we're going to finish shuffling here and get some cards pulled for you. I'm going to do more of a freestyle kind of pull. And I also have an oracle card set over there. Probably going to pull one of those at the end. Alright, our first card is the Eight of Cups. So, going into September, Aries, a lot of energy have to do with you leaving old behaviors, old emotional baggage, old friendships, connections, relationships. Not necessarily the relationships themselves, but baggage that is associated with it that no longer serves you, and being able to finally walk away from some of that stuff. And a lot of it can even be with your own self, because the Judgment card is coming next. And the Judgment card is, if everything was called to a halt today and someone had to judge your life, or you had to judge your own life, where would you ultimately fall? Unfortunately, a lot of us do that to ourselves all day long, and we're constantly making ridiculous judgments and carrying around shame and grief and regrets and all these things, and we're constantly judging ourselves because of it. So how are we able to put that stuff down? How are we able to move past it? And there are some really good YouTube videos out regarding shame and how to deal with it and what it can do to your mental health. And the light just turned off. I guess we're still okay. My lights have been really weird lately, so I don't know. It may have a lot to do, like I said, with yourself or others, regardless. I was saying there's some really good videos out there. If that's something you deal with, if it's something you just haven't been able to move past, I would recommend looking into dealing with that some of that stuff, looking for advice or an outlet that may help you put down some stuff that no longer serves you, because it's amazing how detrimental it is to our general well-being and health. So I just getting a really strong feeling that that's the case. If this is someone else that has done you wrong, sometimes getting into a place of understanding not to judge others, having a clear understanding of what that means, helps you put down some of this stuff as well. When we stop judging others, a lot of times we're not so emotionally attached to our hurt feelings from them, kind of thing. It's like, okay, what is this person's true intent? Are they an evil, awful, horrid human being? Or were they someone going through a hard time? And we have the Ten of Wands. So definitely I see for this month, it's probably going to be a huge focus to put down the stuff that doesn't serve you. Literally get it off your back. This guy is carrying around a big, ugly roach. Why? Why are you doing that to yourself? And it may just be getting to the end of a cycle of having to put in a lot of work on a project, a completion of some tasks that have been very demanding of your time and your energy and your focus. So if this is judging yourself and you're able to put down some of this emotional stuff and get past some of these regrets or shameful moments in your life or hurtful moments, it's not just about the things you've done wrong, but more likely than that, that's where most of us really do our self-harm. It's not in someone else hurt us so we just feel bad. It's when we continually hurt ourselves or feel like we're hurting ourselves or hold ourselves accountable for something that happened years ago, and it's still, if you think about it, takes your breath away and you feel so much guilt, guilt, regret, shame, what have you, embarrassment over that situation. And that, if you're the kind of person that is behaving that way or letting that kind of stuff have a lot of hold on you, you're more likely than not also a people pleaser, because you want people to see the best out of you. You want people to think that you're willing to do work to make them like you and to have a good relationship. So you be a type where you're saying yes to too many things, taking on work that isn't yours, taking on doing a little bit too much as far as helping your friends or volunteering in the community or whatever. If you're taking that to a little extreme where you're taking on a bunch of a bunch of projects that you didn't necessarily need to be involved in, or at least not to the level you are, or it could just be getting too obsessive over the projects you are working on, and you're just carrying a lot more weight around regarding it than you really need to. However this is playing in your life, these three cards coming out together are just telling me that you have been carrying around a lot of stuff emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever. And you're kind of, I just feel like you've been putting yourself through the ringer. And once in a while, we need to call ourselves on our own crap, right? Like, you need to be like, okay, I need to get it together. I'm a mess. But there comes a point when I see people literally abuse themselves. If somebody else was talking to them the way they talk to themselves, it would be abuse. So why is it okay to abuse yourself? There comes a point where we just have to find acceptance in who we are, who we've been, and make a conscious choice to be better every day. You know, say, yes, that was horrible. I did something stupid. I did something embarrassing. I did something hurtful, whatever. But I have learned from it, and I am making the choice not to have that behavior again, to be better than that, to take a higher road, to, just be a better human being. And we have the 8 of coin. I see this as putting in a lot of work as well. So far we've had 8s, 10. I mean, these are all big numbers in scale. This is sometimes monotony, and doing something over and over and over again, and doing the work and doing the work. And I'm showing up and I'm doing this every single day, even if it's awful or even if I don't want to do it anymore, but I need to do the work to get to where I want to be. So 8 and scale from 1 to 10. You think about when you're ending a project, again, it's that due diligence of keeping things going. I'm really getting close. I just have to stick it out a little bit longer, and this will be to completion. So whether this is in your physical world, wherever, this kind of energy is just a reminder that to get good at things, we have to keep doing them. Practice makes perfect is said for a reason, even though, there really isn't perfect. You can find a million memes, whatever, about doing things X amount of times before you're a master at them or whatever. To me, I think this is just a reminder that if you're really trying to make something work, you just have to keep working at it. You can't just be like, okay, I did it a couple times, or I started the ball rolling, it's just going to do it on its own. No, if you want to take control and be in a really good place in your career, or, be at the top of your field, or be recognized for what you're doing, or make more money, since this is a coin card, turn it into more physical world things, like you have to keep doing it so you can stay relevant in that space. I have to keep it going and keep learning and keep progressing. And that would be a challenge right now. If you're feeling a lot of this energy and you're beating yourself up, maybe you're not putting in the work, or maybe you are, and that's why you're able to put stuff down that doesn't serve you any longer. And we have the Ace of Wands and the King. The Aces, especially the Wand, being a fire card, this is like a spark. I see it literally as a spark starting a flame, right? It's a potential of energy that can grow into something larger. So a seed planted into the ground, a spark starting a fire, those are the images or the what makes sense in my head regarding this card. And then the King. And so these three coming out together, so plan to like group them a little bit. The King energy is very steadfast, has a very mature understanding of his physical space. He understands money and how it works. He understands his body and how it works. He understands how to make his physical space work for him and to be comfortable for him and for him to have some sense of control over that space. So I see this as you putting in the due diligence with this kind of new thing that can take you here. Again, going back to this card, I guess I didn't even really need to pull these other two. But this, you got to do the work to make it work, to be this person, and physically getting your hands dirty and doing what you have to do, getting inspired by it again, getting inspired to keep every day doing this regardless of the monotony. And I'm going to show up and I'm going to show out. I'm going to do, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do my best to be the best I can be in whatever it is that I do. And that way I can get to this place of feeling secure in it, feeling like I have some sense of control over how this situation goes and how this benefits me, and feeling in a place like the kings and queens. I always see them as a word that comes to mind always is comfortable. There's a sense of comfort in that space of being like at the top of the social ladder, if you will. And that's not necessarily what it falls into, but it may be because, you know, the better you get at whatever your trade or your craft is, and the more inspired you are to keep it going and to show up and do the work, the more likely it is that you're going to be able to sit in this position. And because you've done the work, you've created this, you've put in the time, you've put in the energy, you've put in the effort, and you've worked yourself to a place where you feel very comfortable in control and have a very mindful sense of what's happening here. These are earth energies. The coins are earth energies, so very grounded, commonsensical, kind of just this understanding of how this works, and that I can be comfortable in space if I choose to create that space of comfort for me. So let's pull some more cards. And then we have the sunshine coming out. It's the sun card. This card always makes me happy. This card makes me think of joy, pure joy, real joy, childhood joy. Just in a place of feeling really good about the place you're in, and it's a bright, sunshiny day, right? This card in other decks is depicted by like a little naked baby riding a horse under the sunshine, and he looks so stinking happy, you know, like, that's an extremely positive card to come out. And I feel like that card just has like this wholeness about it. This, and it may be going back to doing something that you did when you were young, or doing, sorry, I'm just thinking. Because the sun card is extremely positive card, and then we're followed by the Ten of Wands and the the Ten of Swords and the Five of Wands. And this is definitely completion, coming to an end card. And this is a card of conflict, or some people call it a card of practice. I tend to be on the side of practice. And in my head, like these people fighting here, like I see MMA fighters or any martial arts fighters, you know, you can stand in the middle of a ring and kick and punch and move and roll and have this general understanding, but you cannot be good at that sport if your practice doesn't involve getting the crap kicked out of you and putting your hands on other people. That's just the way it is. Because you need that body contact. You need to understand how someone else's body moves and how your move can move with it, and all of these things to really the sport to be inclusive into your brain and how it works and to be effective at it. So I tend to think of it more that way than a conflict, but it looks like, to me, these three cards together are coming out like, okay, happy sunshiny day, but there's a whole lot of this. There's something, and it may tie back, because there's in here, it may tie back to coming to an end with some of this stuff, and you're like, I feel great. I put down that big freaking ugly ass roach, and I'm moving on, and I'm feeling really inspired in my workspace. I feel really good, but this completion here, something's coming to an end that's going to create this conflict. But I would suggest that any conflict, especially one that's following, okay, this is a completion, like we're done with this. This is not going to carry on anymore. When we hit that kind of energy, and if it's not everyone involved is like, yeah, I'm okay with it being done, that creates this kind of energy, and there may be kind of a sparring that happens. My suggestion is to maintain your space of feeling good, and understand, try to take the high road and approach this as a way to learn, a way to understand more about the human condition and how we deal with emotional stuff and all of that, and try to work through whatever that is in the most positive way. And the Sun card coming out makes me think that you really will be able to. And as long as you keep in mind, not everything is for you. Some things need to be left alone. Some things are not yours to carry around. If this is not your drama and somebody else is bringing this into your life, it ain't yours. Put it down. I say that so much when those cards come out, but it's so important to stress. So some people get caught up in other people's crap and drama, and oh Lord. And if it doesn't pertain to you, if it's not affecting your life, if it's not really, it's not yours to worry about, and you have to be okay saying that and admitting that. Okay. I'm going to drop everything. All right, Joe. I'm going to take it. I almost flopped. And we have the Seven of Swords. This card is a lot of times referred to as the thief. It looks like he's sneaking away with things that don't belong to him. So I'm trying to find a place to shuffle where I'm not covering the card. Whether this is you or someone else, it's a very self-serving card. If this is applying to you, it may not be, I'm not a thief, I'm not a cheater, I'm not a whatever, but are you? Are you completely honest about how you spend all your time and your energy? Are you giving little white lies to people, saying you're one place when you're not really? Yeah, I'm on my way when you haven't left your house yet. That's stealing someone else's time or being dishonest with them. I don't know. Like, I see somebody sneaking something out of the work fridge, or it could be something so minute and ridiculous, but a lot of times we have to be kind of called on that behavior and reminded, like, you know what, someone else, this is a self-serving behavior, and just because I'm not hurting someone else, the behavior hurts me because it's extremely self-serving. Now, I understand that sometimes we get in positions where we have to serve ourselves. For survival reasons, we have to get in this very selfish or self-serving kind of frame of mind and being to ensure that we are okay. But for the most part, if you're in that situation, I'm sorry, and I probably don't have anything to say that's going to help you much. Just be well and take care of yourself. But if you're not in that kind of situation, then you need to call yourself again on your own stuff and say, is this right? And we are followed by the Ace of Swords. We have two aces here. Again, this, with its swords, this could be like an aha moment, a very like punch in the head, like, yeah, that makes sense. That's using your logic or your, it's just a very quick wit kind of card. Something is gonna, comes to you or that kind of thing. It could be, that $1 million idea that flashes through your head that most of us don't do anything with, and we don't turn it into potential. But, so here, you'd be having to get, I don't say, I hate to tell you to be self-serving, but it's possible that, whatever this brand new idea is, you're like, it caused me to make a questionable decision or that kind of thing because I'd really like to do something with this. Or it could be, this energy coming into your life from someone else or whatever gives you this idea like, aha, I know what to do now. Our last card is the Page of Cups. And this is kind of a young, youthful, cups are emotional stuff, connections. So I always see this guy as like the life of the party, not in a outrageous kind of way, but in the way who's willing to make connections with people, who's willing to have genuine conversations with people and is out there interacting. He'd be a little shy or a little emotionally immature, but the intention is there that, this is, I want to get to know you and I want to connect with people and I don't know what I'm doing and I might be kind of like fish out of water. I don't know. That just came to mind and we got a little fish jumping out of his cup. But, kind of a go with the flow, easygoing energy. So, and if this is pertaining to your romantic life, if you're in this energy, that makes sense why you're being a little self-serving. If you're not necessarily like committing to one person, or you're like stringing along a couple, or you're just not getting like real straightforward about your intentions with the relationship and what the relationship really like is to you. If you're in this energy, it might be something that's like you don't want rules, you don't want any kind of like real commitment or something. So the other you can be, misleading or mishandling someone else's emotions, or this could be someone that is the person that you're hurting or is hurting you. The Page of Cups would be a water sign. So, I'm not really a fortune teller. I'm just here to talk about the cards and the energies and how they be playing in your life. And it's up to you to tell the story in your own head. So whatever, as soon as I said this card, and this is a thief card, who did you think of? So that's how I kind of go, is what was your initial reaction to this? And that's what you should probably pay attention to. So however this energy is playing in your life, I would take it as be mindful of how you're emotionally connecting with people. And if you're abusing, are you stealing their time? Are you stealing their energy? Are you stealing, you're just not being completely honest with them? Or is there somebody doing that to you? Because I believe with the Ace of Swords coming out in the middle, that someone's going to find out the truth. Either they're going to call you on your crap or you're going to call them on theirs. But in that energy, I would just be mindful of that kind of stuff happening in your space. And if it's you, then get your crap together and don't be a jerk. All right, Aries, we're going to pull one more card. We're going to pull an oracle card for our last card. I'm going to stop the video, and I'm also going to record an extended part of this that I will edit on. I'm just afraid the camera's going to shut off if I keep talking too much longer in one video. Woo! I guess we're taking that. Breakthrough. I love the art on these cards. So going all the way back to the beginning of putting stuff down that doesn't belong to you in this judgment card that we have. You know, this may very well be your breakthrough moment. That's not a word I used, but now coming full circle, that may be catapulting some really good energy in your life and some good changes. This is your breakthrough of being able to put down and detach from a lot of that emotional baggage that you've once carried around and understand in order to take this journey that you want to take. And these are some really great energies coming out here, especially I believe in your financial space. You know, getting to that point of being able to put down that stuff could be a huge breakthrough for you and be able to, okay, I'm going to detach emotionally from whatever this project is or whatever these hard feelings are against myself, whatever the situation is. So I can be creative and I can do work and I can create a good physical space for myself. I can get comfortable in the physical world, whether this be in home, body, work, whatever. And that can be a huge breakthrough moment when we get really real with ourselves about who we are. What's the life we want to have? Am I who I was years ago? Can I put this stuff down? It's not mine anymore. And I'm going to make a conscious decision. You know, what should I judge myself on? Can I look myself in the mirror at night and know that I'm a decent human being living with good intent? If you can do that, then there's no reason why you can't have a positive, productive, happy, healthy life. You make the decision, and who am I? And what is the story I tell myself about myself? What kind of restrictions am I putting on myself? All of that can be so hampering, and I, from personal experience, can tell you it can be an absolute breakthrough moment when you detach from so much of this stuff that you've carried around and you defined yourself by and lived by and all of this stuff, and you're like, you know what, that's not me anymore. That's not life. Right now, who am I today? And every day say, who am I today? Am I okay with the life I led today? And as long as you can say yes, then that is a success. You are winning, you know? So, all right, I am going to clean up these cards. I'm going to stop the video, clean up these cards, and then we're going to do a fun little add-on. Be right back. All right, Aries. So our add-on today, I think we're going to, I'm going to use a different deck. I have the Happy Tarot out. This is such a cute deck. But I think I'm going to use, now I'm being indecisive. I'm sorry. I think I'm going to do a couple suggestion cards. I don't know. Let's see. I think I'm going to do, like I do typically with the mental, physical, spirit, or emotional, spiritual, pull one for each of those. And then I'm going to pull a suggestion card and maybe a couple relationship cards. You can't shuffle. So Aries, let's pull a card for your physical space this month. And I guess we're getting two. We have the Fool and the Nine of Wands. So this guy looks like he's having a really good time, and this guy looks really, really beat up. So going back to the original reading, that main reading, that makes sense to me right now because we had cards like Sunshine coming out, but we had all of these big, like the Ten of Swords came out, or was it the 10? The Ten of Swords came out, the Ten of Wands came out. Like that was a lot of heavy duty energy, but I felt like that was coming out because you were doing some positive stuff with letting go some of your baggage and changing some things. So part of you would be feeling, especially mentally, like, woohoo, I am ready. I am able to go out and trust that the universe is going to take care of me. And I have this like awesome excitement to do something new. But that may not sit well with everyone, and it may cause some drama in life, and I may get kind of defensive and beat up by it. So self-care, I believe, is going to be huge for you in the month of November if these are the energies that are happening. Meditation, going within yourself, taking good care of yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, around the whole thing. If you're going to make these big changes in your life and start taking better care of yourself, then you really have to go hard, because it can be really hard at first. Letting go of things. Self-care is going to be super important. So let's pull. This is for your physical space, and we have the Two of Cups. So, Two of Cups is an authentic relationship, whether this be, you're a friend, a significant other, family. This is like the person that I don't like twin flame, soulmate kind of stuff. My brain has a hard time with that. So, but if that works for you, awesome. So that kind of level of real commitment, connection, authentic relationships, this really deep ability to share and enjoy space with another human being. And this is coming out in your physical space. So this would be spending time with your best friends or significant other, and really enjoying that space, enjoying that connection, and having some real moments of closeness with someone that means a great deal to you. So that's a beautiful card to come out in our physical space. Now let's pull a card for our emotional space. And we're going to get two. And we have the Six of Wands and the Three of Wands. Your reading has been pretty wand heavy. So emotionally, this is a movement card. This person is ready to change modalities, if you will. So they are on land and they are ready to go get on a ship. And so when I think about life journey, whether this be continuing education or continuing within a job or art, however this is playing in your life, this is okay. This is what I've been doing, and I've made this much progress, but I've come to a point where either I need to turn back and stay on land, or I have to be willing to change the mode of which I move. So this is a changing, and we've been talking about this since the very beginning. Your very first card was the Eight of Cups, and that's a man putting down cups and getting ready to walk up a mountain. That's a movement card, moving away from something. This one also changing modalities, like I said. So, and this card is the Six of Wands, and this is like pat on the back. This is recognition for an accomplishment. To me, it's always like someone graduating from school or completing some kind of degree or training, or coming to a point where you've been being recognized for the work that you've done, completing some kind of big project, whatever. So these coming out together in your emotional space, I believe this is, again, these movement cards, ready to, okay, I'm ready to take the next step and really take things to another level. And I feel really good where I am. I feel accomplished. I feel proud of myself. And it's okay to celebrate your life. It's okay to celebrate who you are and the accomplishments you've made. And please be grateful for yourself. Be grateful for the things you've done. And it's so needed. I mean, people are awful to themselves sometimes, and it's so frustrating. Let me pull a card for your spiritual space real quick before I go off on a rant about self-care. Spiritually, we have the wow, my brain, the Chariot. My brain was like, nope, you're not finding that word. So, this person, like, I don't know if you can see, but it's typically a chariot, as in a mode of transportation with two animals pulling it. And they're typically depicted different colors and different beings. So this card, to me, is a lot about movement, yes, but also compromise and control, if you will. So this person can't make this chariot go anywhere if he can't make these two very different beings work together with him to go where he wants to go, right? So, spiritually, this could be pulling in some very different aspects of how you fall spiritually, making them work together, finding a compromise, finding, this momentum, this connection with people that may not seem on the surface willing to or able to work together and see each other's point of views and have a compromise. This may be having some conversations with friends of yours, and it may be this person that you're really connected to, where you actually talk about some spiritual stuff. If that's not something you typically do, it may not be something you think about much. Your spiritualness may just reside in your everyday, family and love life and how you connect with people. That would be where you get your spiritual fulfillment. Or if you go to church or attend any kind of classes or groups. To me, this is just people working together with a common goal that may not always be on the surface look like they would. And this person has some kind of control over the direction in which things are heading, because these two things, he's earned their trust and respect, and they're going to listen to him because they know that it's good to go in that direction. So whether this is just some conversations or merging of different viewpoints or learning something new and helping or finding a way to this very different perspective to merge with a perspective you already have. Regardless of how that's playing out, I think it's a very positive card to come out there, and I think that's great. So let's do... Everyone always wants relationship cards, but it's not my favorite to do relationship readings. I always feel weird doing them. So I think we're just going to take some suggestion cards, action cards. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but there's some kind of animal nearby. Rustling leaves. I can't see what it is. It really has my attention. Okay. We have the Ace of Cups and the Seven of Cups, which is funny because I said emotional stuff, and then we get two emotional cards in your suggestion. So the Ace of Cups is that brand new potential for connection, and the Seven is in my mind, it's always like someone standing at a vending machine, staring at all their options, and they're not sure which one they're going to push, and they're not sure. It's like they can be some indecision related with this card, uncertainty. Like, I don't know what I'm going to pick. Some of these options are really awful. This one's got a snake coming out of it, but this one's really cool. It's got like gems and crowns, and this one's got a dragon. And this one's covered up. I don't even know what that one is. So it's just being aware of these options and being aware that not all of these options are going to suit you, and taking a closer look. So to me, these cards coming out together are implying that you need to keep your options open, your eyeballs open. There is potential everywhere, but that doesn't mean that every single one is for you. It may be a time to slow it down a little bit. And this is, I'm not telling you, I said here, hang out with your best friend, and now I'm saying not. But you'd be in a new space with all the cards that come out. You may very well be in a new job, a new space, in a new school, in a new social space where you have the opportunity to meet new people. And just because it's really exciting and there's all this potential doesn't mean that you need to try so hard to connect with every single one or choose them all or whatever. I'm taking this as keep your eyes open, keep your head lifted, be aware of the potential for connections and relationships and so forth. But maybe be a little choosy and take it slow and kind of this is a pause card. This is not an action card. Slow it down. weigh it out, really know what you're getting into, instead of just pushing buttons on the vending machine and seeing what falls out, if that makes sense. These were really fun to do today, Aries. I really enjoyed them. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can hit me up down below or find me on one of my other social medias. If you'd like to direct message me, those are linked down below as well. Absolutely love to hear from you all. If this resonated with you in any way, I would love at least a thumbs up. It lets me know that whoever's listening is relating to what I'm talking about. So please feel free to reach out to me. And if you would like to hear more from me in the future, remember to hit subscribe, and I will see you soon, Aries. Be well.